Good morning, children. We are continuing with the next class topic, that is gene flow. What is called gene flow? Yesterday we discussed about the stabilizing, directional, and disruptive selection. Now we are discussing about gene flow. Observe very carefully, children. Movement of the genes. What is called? Movement of genes. Movement of the genes. Okay, through gametes. Through gametes, sexual reproduction, very well, gametes will involve through gametes or movement of or movement of individuals. This point you should have to remember. Movement of individuals in immigration, very well, immigration and out and out means immigration and immigration. These 2 points you should have to remember. Immigration, okay, of a population is referred to as gene flow. So moving the animals from one place to another place, also genes will move from one place to another place. Like that you have to consider organisms and gametes. This point you should have to remember. Organisms and gametes that enter the population may have new alleles. Or may bring what you called in existing alleles. Okay, you know very well alleles in the sense, but in different proportions. Okay, children, different proportions. Okay, then those already in the population. Very simple, children, very easy. Gene flow can be, next point, gene flow can be what is called a strong agent. Gene flow can be a strong agent of what is called evolution. So this is about gene flow. Okay, children, observe very carefully what I am telling. The gene flow is movement of the genes through gametes, means sexual reproduction, or movement of individuals means genes only, they have new genes, in immigration and out, in or out. Immigration means in, out means immigration of a population, referred to as gene flow. Organisms and gametes that enter the population may have new alleles. So which are entering into the population, they performs the immigration or emigration, have new alleles, or may bring existing alleles. Okay, may bring existing alleles, but in different proportions than those already in the population. So the new animals bringing alleles are maybe same, maybe different proportions than the already in the population. Gene flow can be a strong agent of evolution. Gene flow is what is called strong agent of evolution. Okay, children, that is the gene flow. The next one, genetic drift. What we are discussing is next one, genetic drift. What is the genetic drift? You know very well. I'm telling very simple. Genetic drift. By chance. Remember, the genetic drift means by chance some genes will be survived. See, Genetic drift also called, or another name is there, that is called Sival effect. What is called? Sival effect. Sival right effect. Sival right effect. Okay, Sival right effect. This point you should have to remember. So genetic drift is a mechanism of evolution. Mechanism of evolution. This is also mechanism of evolution in, okay, in which allele frequencies, okay, frequencies of a population, okay, in which allele frequency of a population, okay, change over generation, very very important point, over generation due to chance, this point you should have to remember, okay, due to chance or sampling error. So sampling error, that is called, what is called, genetic drift. Genetic drift occurs when it occurs in all population sizes. It occurs, okay, it occurs all population sizes. All population sizes. This point you should have to remember. Next one, but it affects okay, but it affects are strong, okay, but it effects are strong in a small population, very simple. By chance which are survive, they will form the new offsprings. That is only genetic drift, okay. So small population, it may result in a loss, of some, what do you call it, may result in a loss of some alleles, okay, it may loss of alleles including beneficial ones, okay, including beneficial ones, okay, beneficial ones also may be lost, okay, beneficial ones, under fixation of what they called other alleles. This point you should have to remember. Next point, genetic drift can have major effects. This point also you should have to remember. Genetic drift can have major effects when the population, next point, when the population, this point you should have to remember, when the population is reduced in size, okay, when the population is reduced in size by natural disaster, what is called, by natural disaster, okay, when the disaster happens, the population size will be reduced, okay. So disaster due to bottleneck effect, or what is called, when a small group, of population, okay, splits, and a small group of population splits from the main population, okay, this is also very very important, from the main population to form new colony, this point you should have to remember, to form new colony due to founder effect, due to which one, founders effect, okay. These 2 points you should have to remember, okay children. Observe very carefully. I am telling about the genetic drift or Sival right effect. What do you call Sival right effect? It is a mechanism of evolution which allele frequency of a population change over generation due to chance. Simple, which allele frequency of a population change over generation due to chance, sample error. For example, here I am showing the picture. Observe very carefully. So here some populations are there. Okay, like this, all the red color is there, and what you call blue color, some battles are there. Okay, some insects, and what you called black color also there. So like this there. Suddenly one elephant came and kept the leg in this particular area. Okay, kept the egg. So which are there only? Which are there? Which survived only blue color is there. Means blue color battle or blue color survive. And they will become a new species. They will become a new species. By chance they survived. Means the genes or the alleles survived by the chance. They become a new species. By chance they are becoming in the sense that is only called what you called genetic drift. So what I am telling is mechanism of evolution which allele frequency of population change over generation due to chance. Okay, this is also called sampling error. In all population sizes, this genetic drift occurs, but its effects are very strong in a small population. It may result a loss of some alleles, so your loss, or which one beneficial alleles also will be loss, and fixation of other alleles. So other alleles also fixation will be takes place. Genetic drift can have major effects when the population will have major effects in the new species formation. See, for example, when the population is reduced in size by natural disaster due to bottleneck. Bottleneck means very simple. Okay, observe carefully. What is the bottleneck? For example, this is a bottle. Okay, this is a bottle. Okay, this is a bottle. So now these all are bottles you can consider. Now, which one is there? Okay, fill it completely with the article different battles are different color substances. Now you can shake it and leave. Only 2 minutes you can leave. Only black one will come. Okay, only black will come. Suppose black which are will coming out, they will show us which one the new species. Understanding on it? So these all died because of natural disaster. Which one is came out only can survive, become new species. See, when the population is reduced in size by natural disaster, reduced due to bottleneck effect, when a small group of population splits, or otherwise small group of population is splitted and become a what you call main population splits from the main population to form a new colony. It's a new colony. This is called what you call, this is only called founder's effect. Bottle effect is this one. What is the founder effect? Suppose group of population is there. In that some will be split, escape, and they will be become a new population in the sense they will be considered as which one is called? They will be considered founder's effect. What do you call? Founder's effect. Okay, children. Mechanism of evolution in which allele frequency of a population change over generation due to chance. So chance. So in all population it is a genetic drift occurs, but it affects are strong in a small population. It may result in loss of some alleles, including beneficial one, and fixation of other alleles. Genetic drift can have major effects when the population is reduced in size by natural disaster due to bottleneck effect or small group of population splits from the main population. Small group of population splits from the main population and form a new colony. This is called what you call? This is called founder's effect. So bottleneck effects, founder effects, best example related to which one? Genetic drift. Genetic drift. So next one is mutation. What is the next one? We are going to discuss about what is called mutation. So we are discussing how the new species are arising, how the evolution is happening. Okay, by the this all we are discussing. Next concept is mutation. Next concept is mutation. They called mutation. This point you should have to remember. What is a mutation? Although mutation is the original source of all genetic variations. All genetic variations. So genetic variations happening because of mutations. Mutation rate. What you call mutation rate of all. What you call mutation rate for most organisms. Rate for most organisms. What you call most organisms is low. What you call mutation rate for most organisms is low. Hence, what you call hence new mutations, very very important. Hence, new mutations on an allele frequencies from one generation to the next generation. This point you should have to remember. Next generation. Okay, one generation to the next is usually not large. Okay, very simple way I am giving explanation for that. Observe carefully. What is a mutation? Mutation is the original source of genetic variation. Okay, genetic variation changes are happening because of mutations. Mutation rate for most organisms is low. This point you should have to remember. The mutation rate for most organisms is low. Hence, new mutations on allele frequencies from one generation to next generation is usually not large. Low, not large. No, low, not large. New mutations of an allele frequencies from one generation to next generation is usually not large. Mutations are there, but not large. Okay, the new species will show less mutation, in the sense less changes. Okay, this is about what we call mutation. The next concept, the next concept is very simple. Hardy-Weinberg principle. Very simple way I am telling. Hardy-Weinberg principle. This point you should have to remember. Hardy-Weinberg principle. Okay, so what is this Hardy-Weinberg principle? I will see. So I will tell about that one. So, for example, populations are there. These populations are usually evolving grass in the open window. In nature, populations are usually evolving. So grass, okay, in an open, what you called meadow. Open meadow. Okay, very good. Okay, walls in forest. Okay, and bacteria. Next, in a person's body, all are in a person body. Bacteria in person body, all are which one? All are what you call all are natural population. What you called natural population. All are natural population. So now what will happen? You see. So these all are evolving. The newest population evolving some of their genes because of some of their genes. Okay, some of their genes. Population is okay, very very important. So in wolf population, for example, I am telling here the wolf population. Wolves are there. Okay, wolf population. there may be a shift in the frequency. Shift the frequency of genes in the wolf population. If suppose the frequency of genes shifted in the sense, what will happen? Okay, so what will happen? Frequency gene, the variant will be formed. Variant for black fur then for black fur than what we called black fur than gray fur. Simple, gray fur. Okay, sometimes this type of changes happen. Why this change is happening? Why this change is happening? Because of natural selection, or what we called due to migration, next, or due to random events, okay, this point you should have to remember. So next one, what are the two? There are two scientists, Hardy of UK, and Weinberg, okay, from Germany. These two scientists, very simple way, they said all frequencies in the population are stable. Very simple way they said all frequencies are in a given population. All frequencies in a population, what you called, are stable. All allele frequencies, all what you called allele. You can write here all allele frequencies are population are stable. So what is their equation? How they can say? Simple way, they said like this: p square, okay, plus what you called 2pq plus q square is equal to 1. So their alleles all are similar, okay, like that they said. But there are some factors disturbing this Hardy-Weinberg principles. What are their Hardy-Weinberg principles which are disturbing in the sense? I will tell. No mutations. What do you call? No mutations. Okay. Hardy-Weinberg. Okay. Mutations. Number 1. Number 2. Random mating. Some factors. This point you should have to remember. And no gene flow. Next, what you called very large population size. Okay. Next one, what you called, an important thing is no natural selections. This point you have to remember. No natural selection. Okay. So Hardy-Weinberg's assumptions. These all are what? Assumptions you have to remember. Assumptions of Hardy-Weinberg rule. Okay. This is all you have to remember. So next one, what you have to do is you have to observe very carefully this equation. What they are telling actually Hardy-Weinberg principle. Generation to generation, all the allele frequencies are stable. That's it. The main point is in this all the gene frequencies are allele frequencies are stable. That only they are telling. For example, nature, what you call, populations are there in the grass and open meadow, wolves are in the forest, and bacteria in a person's body. All are natural populations. So these natural populations are evolving some of their because of their genes. Now what is happening? So for example, wolf population shift to the frequency of genes. Then what will happen when the shifted the frequency of genes? When something wrong in the or some changes happening in the wolf population, variant for black fur than gray fur will come. This change due to, why this change due to natural selection or due to migration or due to random events. So this one clearly given information by which one? Hardy of UK, Weinberg from Germany. What they said, all allele frequencies are in a population are stable until unless some changes. What are the main five factors? Genetic drift, mutation, genetic recombination, and what you called natural selection. These all are only changes the Hardy-Weinberg principle. Otherwise, if those factors not there in the sense, p square plus 2pq plus q square, all these all are allelic frequencies always 1. So next one, Hardy-Weinberg assumptions includes, what are that one? If mutations not there, no changes in the Hardy-Weinberg rule. If no random mutations, mating, no change in the what you called allele frequencies. If no gene flow is not there, what you called no change in the Hardy-Weinberg, like that. But if mutations, random mating, gene flow, or very large population size, natural selection, if these are in the sense, automatically what will happen? The what you called the Hardy-Weinberg principles will be okay. So these all are mainly okay, children. Okay, children. So mainly you should have to remember. So these all are assumptions for the Hardy-Weinberg principles. Okay, children. Now we are going to think about the which one the the problem we will think about the Hardy-Weinberg principle. What is the problem? You see that with explanation given. Okay, until unless if these are not there, no changes in the frequencies of the alleles, they are stable. Once anything changes, recombination or mutations, natural selection or gene flow is there in the sense, completely the frequency of the genes will be changed, variance will become. That is only what you call Hardy-Weinberg principle main points. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about one by one about the assumptions and the formula. Okay, children. Now you see beetles we take. For example, large population of beetles. These beetles appear in two colors, dark and grey colors. Two colors, dark color and grey color. This point you should have to remember. Okay, and the light grey. Light grey. Now, and their color is determined by, this all color is determined by, AG. Which one? AG. This point you have to remember. And AA, you know very well, AA and AA. Okay. Okay, this A, what you called, this A and A, both are which one? Dark. Okay, dark colors, dark grey and dark grey, and small a, you know very well. What is the small a? These beetles are light grey. Which one? Light grey. So light grey. In the population, let's say that the A frequency is, what is the A alleles has frequency? These A alleles has frequency. What is the frequency? What is that one? 0.3. Okay, 0.3. And A alleles have a frequency. A alleles have a frequency. What you called? Next one is, this will consider as a Q. This one will be considered as a P. So what is that one? 0.7. 0.7. These all are equal to which one? 1. How can you say now? You see, P square please plus PQ whole square is equal to what you call P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. So what will happen? So P square is called frequency, okay, frequency of AA. Next, Q square is called the frequency of AA. Next one, this one is a 2PQ. What do you call this is 2PQ. Next, the Q square is called the frequency, what do you call frequency of, Okay, a, okay, small a, small a. So what is small a? You know very well, light gray. Now what we are seeing is, see, p is equal 0.3 and q is equal 0.7. So now p square, how much is equal? 0.3 whole square, and q square is equal 0.09 is equal to 9% AA. Now 2pq is equal to 2 into 0.3, and you know very well 0.7 is equal to what you call 0.42. Then in percentage, if you take 14%, what you called AA. The next one, q square is equal to 0.7 whole square, what you call 0.49, okay, is equal to how much? 49% AA. So these all are, we should have to remember. So the beetle population appears to the Hardy-Weinberg principles like that. So now you have to see parents appear next generation is 9% AA and 42% AA and what you call 49% AA. If you assume that beetles mate randomly, okay, the probability of getting offspring genotype depends upon the genotype of the combination. Suppose when the offsprings will be depend upon which one combination, either gray will be combined with the dark gray, depend upon that one, the frequencies will be there. So now one by one we are going to assume. Okay, once again listen carefully. So now we are discussing about Hardy-Weinberg principle. What is Hardy-Weinberg principle? So all are stable. So, you know, p square plus what is that one? P square plus q square plus 2pq is equal to how much? You know that is equal. This point you should have to remember. So beetles dark color, gray color are there, light gray color also there. Color is determined by A gene. AA is a dark gray. AA is what you called AA is dark gray. These two are which one? These two are related to dark because A is dominant and AA is light gray, and ALL frequency is 0.3 and AQ 0.7. Okay, this one what you should have to remember, 0.7 percentage. Then what will happen? You should have to remember very carefully. So p plus q square is equal to p square plus 2pq square plus q square. Okay, so p plus q is equal to how much? Come on, p plus q is equal to 1. Okay, p square 2pq is equal to that one. You should have to similar, you know very well. P square is equal to frequency of AA, 2q is equal to frequency of AA, q square is equal to frequency of AA. So p is equal to 0.3, q is equal to 0.7 in the sense p square 0.9 percentage, 2pq 0.4 to 42 percentage, q square 9% AA. So like this, what is called the Hardy-Weinberg principles are there. So the genotype frequency of parent appears in the next generation. These are next generation parents. Next generation parents. Come on, can you tell? Please tell that one. What is called? 9%. Okay, 9% AA. Next one. Next one you can tell 42% AA. Okay, and 49% what you called AA. Like this you should have to remember. So beetles mate randomly in the sense some changes also will be takes place. Okay children, tomorrow's class we are going to discuss about complete what you called Hardy-Weinberg's what you called Hardy-Weinberg Hardy-Weinberg what you called Berg's assumption. Okay, Hardy-Weinberg assumption. Okay, include assumptions. What are the assumptions? Okay, so that one we will be discuss. What are those? Just now I said no mutations, random mating, no gene flow. Okay, very large population size, no natural selection. These all will be discussed in the next class. Thank you children.